been over a year since Draymond Green and Jordan Poole's infamous beef started and destroyed a roster that was a defending champion. Shockingly, no one knows the real story of what happened or why it affected the Warriors. At least not until recently, when it surfaced that the veteran forward refused to repair his relationship with the young guard. So, join me as I walk you through how Draymond Green refused to mend his relationship with Jordan Poole. Draymond and Jordan Poole's fight. The Golden State Warriors made headlines in October of last year, but not for good reasons. Veteran forward Draymond Green and shooting guard Jordan Poole got into a heated exchange that escalated to Draymond punching Poole. Both NBA stars had to be separated by teammates. It obviously was not the first time the two had exchanged words that almost led to blows. During the Warriors game against the Timberwolves, both stars were caught having a heated argument on the sidelines. Based on this video clip, it is obvious Poole said something that Draymond didn't like, causing him to lose control of his emotions before Steph Curry and another teammate pulled him back. Many NBA fans at the time thought the relationship between the veteran and the young guard was nothing more than tough love. Well, fast forward to about a year after this incident, and Draymond was no longer showing Poole tough love, as he had his fist on Poole and even appeared to be making a go for a second before being pulled back. In any case, after the incident, the Warriors front office took every precaution to cover up what happened, ultimately leaving room for rumors about what happened. Nevertheless, the real story emerged a few months ago when American rapper Cam'ron, who has friends in the locker room, claimed that Poole, a graduate of Michigan, told Green, who also attended Michigan State, that "I effed more bitches at Michigan State than you." Poole went further to boast that Green, whose contract situation with the Warriors was unclear at the time, would be playing in Sacramento next year, before finally saying this, which prompted the punch. "Why is your Twitter handle @MoneyGreen when you broke and you not gonna get a new contract?" Draymond Green, however, came out to clarify what really happened on Patrick Beverley's podcast, saying things that Poole said something you don't say amongst men, things that you have to stand on.
"I don't just hit people. Like, I've been in this league 11 years. I ain't just hit nobody." You know what I'm saying? Like, and so dialogue, happens, and dialogue happens over the course of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you usually ain't just triggered by something like that fast,
Right.
to that degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody on my team triggering me, in an instant. And so dialogue, of course, happens over time. And, like I said, Cam's stuff wasn't accurate, but we know stuff that you don't say amongst men. You know what I'm saying? We know things that you have to stand on.
Apologies, fake or true. Following the incident, Draymond came out publicly to address the issue, explaining that despite Jordan Poole saying things you don't say amongst men, he ought to have handled the situation better.
I can walk you through everything of how I got to that point. But that doesn't make it right. And because it doesn't make it right, I won't. Because for me, walking you through that is a sympathy tactic, and I'm not looking for sympathy. Nor am I the person who needs sympathy. If anyone deserves some sympathy, it's Jordan, it's this team. It's this organization. It's not me. So I don't need sympathy. I'm not looking for sympathy. And quite frankly, to try to walk someone through what got me there would be trying to get you to understand my point of view and trying to tell my side of the story, and that's irrelevant because what I did was wrong.
His side of the story was irrelevant, and it was only Jordan Poole who deserved sympathy. "I hurt someone because I was in a place of hurt. I was wrong for my actions that took place on Wednesday, and for that, I have apologized to my team. I have apologized to Jordan," he said. In his apologies, he said that he had not spoken to Jordan Poole because he wanted to give him space and that he would be leaving the team for at least a few days to allow the Warriors to start their healing. The Golden State Warriors' general manager at the time, Bob Myers, even claimed that Draymond had already apologized behind closed doors and noted the organization would handle the matter internally. These things happen. Nobody likes it. We don't condone it, but it happens. Draymond apologized to the team. Jordan was there in the room, Myers said. Draymond Green issued his apology publicly, and the Warriors' front office claimed that the beef was far gone. Sadly, that wasn't the case, as it soon affected the Warriors' season. Effect on the Warriors' season. Public apologies and a 4-year, $140 million extension with the Warriors for Jordan Poole just 10 days after the infamous punch, and one would think that the drama was behind the team. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and it cost the reigning champs because Jordan Poole's confidence was clearly destroyed and the Warriors were a shell of their former selves for the remainder of the season. In the 2022-2023 season, the defending champions finished 6th in the NBA Western Conference before losing in the second round of the playoffs. The trio of Draymond, Klay, and Steph lost a Western Conference playoff series for the first time since the Kerr era began. In the regular season, Jordan Poole struggled in the first half of the season and never hid his beef with Green as he wanted nothing to do with the forward. In this clip, you can see Steph Curry calling him back to set aside his resentment with Draymond, because ignoring the season forward wouldn't be helpful. That season, Poole's efficiency dropped as he was taking 8.1 triples per game and shooting 4 percentage points worse, all while averaging 3.5 turnovers per game. As the season progressed, you could tell that the team's chemistry was failing, and it became more obvious during the playoffs. Jordan Poole became a shadow of his former self, his decision-making was poor, and the Warriors suffered for it. In the last 3 games of the Sacramento Kings series, he averaged a measly 8.3 points on 28.1% shooting per 22.9 minutes played. Despite scoring 21 points on 46.7% shooting in the Game 1 loss to the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference semifinal, Jordan Poole lost the game for the Warriors when he missed a last-second, desperate 30-foot jumper that could have won the game. In the next 5 games of the series, he averaged 5.8 points on 30.2% shooting and 0.059% shooting beyond the arc. When it mattered most, Jordan Poole failed to deliver. And more than obvious, the Golden State Warriors looked like a fractured team. A team that, after their early exit from the playoffs, Steve Kerr couldn't help but acknowledge that things had changed for the Warriors ever since Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole in the face.
I think there was some of that was lost this year for sure. And there's no hiding from it. The incident with Draymond and Jordan at the beginning of the year played a role in that. It's hard for that not to impact a team,
And sadly, recent reports have confirmed what Steve Kerr said and shockingly even revealed more than you could possibly imagine. The truth. Draymond Green's fault. With the Golden State Warriors looking unrecognizable and the squad looking disconnected in the 2022-2023 season because of Draymond Green and Jordan Poole's beef, recent reports have come to reveal that the veteran forward's apologies might not have been sincere after all. An inside source disclosed that Draymond was repeatedly asked by Steve Kerr to take Poole out to dinner in an attempt to patch things up, but he declined each time, ultimately contributing to the Warriors' roster becoming disconnected. With Draymond hellbent on not repairing the damaged relationship he had with Jordan Poole, the young shooting guard soon became isolated, and this did nothing but distance the relationship between the Warriors' core and the young prospect meant to take over for them and prolong the dynasty. In no time, Poole's determination to prove he was worthy of carrying the torch led to on-court mistakes that left teammates and coaches confused. For the most part of the regular season, he absolutely looked lost, trying too hard to prove that he wasn't. For what it's worth, it is sad to realize that Draymond Green didn't make any attempt to smooth things out with Poole. For a veteran, one would expect him to do better, and it is sad to realize that he didn't, and he's to blame for Jordan Poole not living up to his potential with the Warriors. Beef after trade. From being instrumental in helping the Warriors win the 2022 championship to receiving a call to be traded a season later during the offseason, Jordan Poole was actually ready to move on from the Warriors, and so was the organization. Early in the postseason, the Golden State Warriors traded Jordan Poole, Patrick Baldwin Jr., Ryan Rollins, and draft picks to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Chris Paul. Trading a future star and draft picks for an aging point guard caught many off guard. Anyway, since the shooting guard moved to the Washington Wizards, his bad blood with Draymond Green continued. In Poole's defense, he has been utterly quiet about his relationship with Draymond Green.
Have you heard from Draymond?
He has mostly avoided any questions about his relationship with the power forward. And while the young guard has, Draymond Green, on the other hand, hasn't, and even exchanged a back and forth with Jordan Poole's dad on Twitter. Poole's father had responded to Draymond Green's statement about his son on Patrick Beverley's podcast and called the power forward as he never apologized to his family for the incident. He also liked a tweet that had a video of Kevin Durant raving about Green and called Draymond names you shouldn't call people. Draymond, who could have responded in a way to calm the situation, did nothing as such, making it more obvious that his relationship with Poole and his family had gone really bad. The back and forth showed that none of them was ready to put the incident behind them, and that Draymond's public apology at the time of the incident might not have been genuine after all. Whatever the case, this revelation has caused many Warriors fans to come in Jordan Poole's defense for the first time since the incident, with one user commenting that, "It's time for Draymond to grow." And another user commented that, "Draymond cannot just make any situation worse." Whatever the case, we can only hope Jordan Poole has the chance to not only flip the narrative of his career, but to be the face of a franchise. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.